All right then, so now let's go ahead and start writing the code for this shift timing mode. So in order to do that, so I'm going to close all the necessary things. Okay, so category form, and here now what I'm going to do is get back over to the dashboard, routes, admin, jobs, job ID, components, and I'm going to copy this category form, paste it one more time, and I'm going to change that category form into like what are they, shift timing mode, shift timing mode.tsx. All right, so here what we need to do is, instead of category thing, I'm gonna copy and change all those things, duplicate all those things by shift timing form. So you can select that category form, press Ctrl D or Command D, so you can select all these duplicate and you can type it, change it, everything. So I don't need this option over here and as well as here, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to create, I need to supply, so this is going to be an combo box only, which we already created. So for that we need to supply the options data, right? So I'm going to create myself the options array right after here. So this is the thing which is going to be value, which is going to be full time, and label, it's going to be full time, something like this, full time, part time, and contract basis. These are the three options that we need to supply, and I can use the same thing inside here. And instead of this category ID, I'm going to duplicate this thing wherever I'm using. So Control D or Command D, then I'm going to change all these things into, I think I added the shift timing in the data, so I'm going to use it over here, shift timing. Okay, that is what that we are going to change the thing. So let's make sure whether it is there. It is there, and this is going to be job shift timing. Okay, so change this shift timing, and yep. So for over here, if it is no, instead of no category, I'm just going to say no timing added, something like this. Okay, so if I save this and if I get back to the page.tsx, I'm going to copy this and I'm going to paste it straight away right after here, which is going to be the shift timing mode. And I don't need this options at all because this is going to be the shift timing form. Okay, save these changes. Now you should be able to see the shift timing, and you can see it's saying no timing added. If I click it over here, I can able to choose what kind of timing that I need to add, full time or part time, whatever it is. Okay, so now if I get back over here, nothing else we need to change. And if I click this option full time, save it, and that is going to update it to the full time. Okay, so yep, so it is changed over here. So in the combo box, what are the thing that we are setting it up? So value, we are changing the, yeah, we are setting the value only. What is the value that we set over here? Part time, full time. Okay, I think everything is fine. This is, if I change this to part time, yeah, it's perfectly correct. What I'm wondering is, combo box, this is the place. So this is supposed to be not categories, this is the timings. Okay, so timings, it's been changed. And if not selected options, okay, so here we are displaying the selected options dot value, but if you check in the data, let's go and check the data, because here we are displaying the selected options dot label, but on the data, what data it will be saved, it will be saved like this, full time, like full hyphen time. That is how the data will be updated in the job. So let's check it out. You can see See here, shift timing, full hyphen time. This is how it will be updated. Okay, so that's what I'm wondering. I was wondering why it is displaying the text like full time directly, because we are displaying the data something like the selected options. We are displaying the that data. So if you wish to display this initial data dot shift timing over here, then in that case you need to make some formatting options and everything. That we can do it later, but for the time being it's working. Okay, so then let's go ahead and bring this the hourly rate and all these things. So over here now what we need to do is, let's go ahead and duplicate this one more time, the category form, copy it, paste it, and let's change this to hourly rate form.tsx. Okay, so let's recustomize this. We don't need this options at all. Close this options. We don't need this, and over here we don't need this. Okay, so I can simply print the data over here. I can copy and paste it for the time being, and let me paste it, wrap it inside the curly brackets. Then I don't need this combo box at all. I can simply supply the input, and I can say the placeholder, of course it is going to be what is that, type the hourly rate here, type the hourly rate. Okay, then what we need to type over the input, we need to supply the disabled property. It needs to be disabled whenever the form is being submitting, and we need to destructure the field property field. Okay, these are the things. And later what we need to do, we need to change the category. Instead of this category form, Control D or Command T, change this to hourly rate form. And instead of this category ID, wherever the term we are using the category ID, I'm going to change that to hourly rate. Copy this and let's apply it over here, hourly rate. Perfect. So instead of job category, it is going to be job hourly rate. And yep. Okay, so here by the time when you are displaying the data, if we having the initial, so if it is not editing, so instead of displaying the data something like this, I'm going to display the data like this, class name. If the initial data have the hourly rate, then at that point I need to display the hourly rate, how many hours it is, or else I'm just going to say $0 per hour, something like that. So now if I get back over here, and if I get back over here, and let me copy this, and right over here I'm just going to say hourly rate, and I'm going to paste it. This is going to be the hourly rate form, something like that. Save the changes and you should be able to see the things. You know, we don't have any data, that's the reason it's showing $0 per hour. So all I have to do is get back over here and simply type 22 or something, and if I click save, you should get $22 per hour. Okay, which is updated perfectly. And let me get back over here and refresh it. You should be able to see that. There we go, see, $22, which is updated perfectly. All right, so next what we need to do, we need to bring this job mode. We need to bring this job mode. So basically the job mode, which is going to be the quite exactly the same as our shift timing form, which is going to be the exactly the same thing, because if you click this job mode, you can see what are the modes we have, remote, hybrid, and all these things, right? So just exactly the same as your shift timing form. Is that a case? Then what we are going to do is, I'm just going to duplicate the shift timing, copy and paste it, and change this to work mode form. So the work mode form, which is going to be exactly the same, but in this case what we are going to do is, we're going to update this options tab over here. Just update this options tab array over here, value and label as these are the things. Okay, and instead of this shift timing prop, I'm going to duplicate all the instance of it, and I'm going to change this to work mode form. Okay, an instance of this shift timing. I'm going to change this to work mode. So instead of this shift timing, wherever the term it's been using, I'm going to change this to work mode, something like that. Just duplicate it and then change all the places wherever we are using it. Okay, so right after that, what we need to do is yep, instead of this headings, I'm going to change this to work mode. Save these changes and let's get back to the top section. Instead of shift timing, this is going to be job work mode. Save these changes and let's get back over here, and right after here I'm gonna say this is going to be the work mode, and here we need to bring the work mode form and we need to supply the initial data, which is going to be the job. Then we need to supply the job ID, that is going to be the job.id. Save it. We should be able to see that specific thing over here, job work mode. So now if I click this job work mode, I should be able to choose what kind of work mode, or I can simply search for that mode over here. And if I click this remote and if I click save, that will be added up over here as remote. If you check it out over here and refresh the changes, and you should be able to see the mode as remote, which is applying the value over here, which is going to be this. For the remote label, what is the value we have? Remote. That is the thing which is updated over here. So we finish the job work mode, and next what we need to do, we need to bring the job experience, which is going to be quite exactly the same as what we did for the work mode. So I'm gonna duplicate the work mode. So once you finish one form perfectly, and the rest everything is going to be the copy and paste. But when you're doing copy and paste, please be very careful. Work experience hyphen form.tsx. All right. So in this case, we need to update that this options. So I'm gonna change this array. Instead of this remote and all these things, I'm gonna say value, which is going to be 0, label, which is going to be the fresher, and all these things. Okay, so instead of this work mode stuff, I'm gonna change this work mode form, duplicate all this instance and change this to years of experience form, something like that. Okay, years of experience form. And instead of this work mode, I'm going to change this to years of experience. So duplicate all these instances and change it instantly everywhere. Then straight away you can jump to over here and you can simply say job, you can simply say experience, years of experience, something like this. Then straight away if you move down to over here, you can see no experience added, something like that. So yep, and heading is going to be experiences. All right, save the changes. Now let's get back to the page.tsx and straight away to the bottom, and right after here I'm gonna say years of experience form, something like that. Then I can bring the years of experience form, then I can supply the initial data, which is going to be the job itself, and the job ID separately, which is going to be the job.id. Save the changes, and now you should be able to see the years of experience over here. And if I click this and I can choose what kind of experience that I need, I can choose it and I can click save option, and that will be added up instantly. Perfect. But over here, if you check it out, you can see if I refresh it, the experience will be added as the values. You can see like 2 or 3. So because that's the maximum value that we are trying to figure out. Later when you're for the searching value, we can use that and we can make some customizations for searching purposes and all those things. So now we added up all the necessary things except these 3 important things, which is going to be your main job description and your job requirements, company details, and resources attachments. So let's go ahead and do that one by one.